Welcome back, you guys. We are headed home after our Sunday Costco trip. And if you hear a little man in the back, he is there kind of sugared up after we just gave him a sugar Christmas cookie. And we were thinking, we did a video, part one, about our design center experience. And if you don't know, we're in the process of building a home, hopefully to be completed next summer, July 2025,
with a national home builder.
with a national home builder. But we have a lot of customization that we're allowed to do. And a lot has occurred. A little and a lot at the same time, if that makes sense. So last time that we saw you guys, we were talking about, our initial experience with the design center. We are now at the point where, for the most part, I think we've selected the majority of the items that we would like to have in the home. We wanted to compare prices by talking to maybe an outside contractor, because we spoke with some neighbors within our community who are using a contractor instead of the builder for the majority of their home changes or renovations.
And what we're talking about there is like the flooring, if there's a vaulted ceiling, the beams in the vaulted ceiling,
Countertops,
cabinets,
all the
things
major
like that.
things, right? And we met with a designer,
The one who was referred by our neighbors.
correct, a very colorful designer, super nice, right? And this was a phone kind of consultation. We kind of did a three-way call.
Well, it was a Zoom meeting.
Was it Zoom? Oh, it was
Yeah,
Zoom.
yeah,
Yes,
because he
yes,
was showing
yes.
us stuff.
Correct. And to start off with, like I said, very nice individual. And he was there with, I think, talking to us with an assistant via Zoom. And I don't think the conversation started off on a good foot, right? I have a problem, not a problem. It bothers me when you're getting a service and they don't ask you what you're looking for. And I think that's why I think we started off on the wrong foot with this designer. He started off our Zoom meeting with showing us examples of work that he's done, which I get, right? Especially if your work is beautiful, show me all the model homes that you've done. But what was the issue with the homes that he showed us?
So the home that he showed us initially is a house that he was so proud of, because it was people from out of town
Yeah.
who were building a house here locally
In our
and
community.
in the community that we're building a house
Yeah.
in. And since they're out of town, they had given this guy license to go in and basically design the whole house, design every room, every bathroom, kitchen, all the stuff going in the interior of this house was all his creation. So he was so proud of it, and he was showing us all this stuff that he put in this house. And so I don't know very much about interior design. I don't know very much about interior design.
Neither do I.
No.
Yeah.
But to say that it was overkill would be an understatement.
It was like vomiting panels on the wall.
Yeah, so like every square inch of wall space was either covered in wallpaper, paneling. There's sconces, light sconces, just everywhere. It looked like you gave somebody a shopping spree at a home store, and they had to like put as many things on the walls as they possibly could. One of the bathrooms had green wallpaper with gold pineapples, and then
Was there trees or palm trees somewhere else?
Oh, palm trees. It wasn't pineapples. It was green with gold palm trees.
Yeah.
But then in another part of the bathroom was a wallpaper with like black and white horizontal stripes. And I was looking at this and I thought, this looks like a 3D poster. Like from back in the 90s, one of the posters that you would look at, and eventually it would go three-dimensional when your eyes cross. I was I couldn't believe that somebody was showing this to us as an example of their work.
Correct. It was a lot. And then the issue I had with that, how do you know that's our style, right? And by all means, I know everyone's style is very, very different. But if you're trying to recruit me or get me as a customer or a client, wouldn't you ask, like, what are you looking for? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? Show me maybe some examples that are a little bit catered towards our liking. So to say the least, that went on for about 30 minutes, right? Charles had to go or cook or do a meeting, so I stayed on the phone.
Excuse to leave.
He did. And so that was a no-go, okay? So it was at that point we said, hey, we're probably going to go with our builder for the majority of the updates. And so it came down a few weeks later where we only had a few things to finalize with our builder. I think it included doors, appliances, and flooring. Doors was a big thing for me because I feel like the doors of the home, it kind of...
The entry door.
The front entry doors, it kind of like sets the tone about your home. And the model home, we really liked their front entry doors. And we thought, for whatever reason, I don't know why, we thought they were iron doors. And for some reason, the thought came over me, Charles, let's go back to the model home and just look a little bit longer at the door and see the make and the model and just check outside of the builder what the price is. We went back to the model home and the door is pretty light, right? And he said they can't be iron doors. I don't know why we thought it was iron, but
now the door is mostly glass.
Yeah.
It's a double entry door and it's mostly glass, but there's iron sections of it, like the frame and then the cross pieces on it are metal, and we thought that they were iron, but in actuality they're aluminum.
Now, before doing the recheck of the model front entry doors, we got an itemized list, right, that quoted the price of the front entry doors. And the description of it was...
black iron.
Black iron, right? And so with how it was phrased, it sounded like they were giving us iron doors for this price.
Which are much more expensive than aluminum.
Correct. And the price that they quoted was, what did you say? Like the price of a...
It's the price of a new Honda without any upgrades.
Correct. It was pretty ridiculous, right? At least for us, from our perspective, for some doors. And so when we came back and we found out, hey, this is not iron, they feel like aluminum doors,
They came back and they're like, oh yes, well they are aluminum doors.
Yeah, we sent an email to them kind of inquiring, hey, are these iron doors or it feels like aluminum? And yes, they confirmed that it was aluminum. And I'm thinking in my mind, they're going to say, oh, we quoted you for iron doors. Here's the price for aluminum doors.
And if you go online, you'll see that aluminum doors, very similar to these doors, cost about 1/5 of the price that they showed to us.
Correct.
So we felt that we were being deliberately misled.
They were being duped.
Because iron doors are close to the price that they showed us, whereas aluminum doors are about 1/5 of the price they showed us.
So we pretty much sent a response email, hey, this is misleading. This is overquoted. We sent it to our designer. And then they came back maybe a few hours later, our apologies, but this is our price. We sent back another response, but can you see how this is misleading? And we expect the builder is gonna, give us a little bit of an inflated price, but not to that degree.
Not 5 times the price.
Correct. And so they came back, they maybe took off
They took off 20%.
Yeah, about 20% off. Still a ridiculous price, right? They did that within a couple of hours. And so I went and did my research and talked to whoever, and I got the manager over the designers, like the regional head designer. So we kind of conjured up this really professional email. Hey, the price that you're giving for these aluminum doors pretty much are ridiculous in a nice way, right? And we were starting to get worked up, feeling like we were getting, like they were taking advantage of us,
yeah.
Right? We're spending a lot with them. Like I said, we expect there to be some, inflation in the price, but not to that degree.
We started to get the feeling that they felt that just because we're buying a house in this price range, that we're willing to pay any amount for something, even if it's ridiculously inflated.
No, we work hard for our coins, right? And I think, Charles, more so, you were getting really...
I was getting really worked up. And so the manager person came back with a nice professional email to us, but basically they said, that's the price. We're sorry you were confused about things. And I got pissed. I told Nzinga, let's cancel every single upgrade. And because our upgrades are about 30%, or not, our upgrades are like 25% of the total price of the house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, fine. You want to play that way? And I know that they have a lot of margin in the upgrade items. So I'm like, you want to play that way? Let's cancel every single upgrade we're doing for the house, and you can chew on that for a little bit. And so that's what we did.
Yeah, that night, I think I was in it too, like, getting a little upset. It's like, we're not doing anything at the design center. Take everything off.
Yeah. But we didn't communicate, angrily about it.
No, we did it in a
sent a
pleasant...
very nice email.
Yeah.
And said, unfortunately, we're going to need to remove every upgrade.
Yeah, we said y'all can build the house, but you're not getting no additional
money,
cent.
no more money for this.
Correct. Yeah. And so that led us, I spoke with an additional contractor, right? We slept on it, and then I said, let me, talk to some other outside contractors to see, or to get a quote on some basic things like, beams, flooring. And I did. And what I came to find out that, yes, the doors are ridiculous, and there are some things that are a little inflated in price through our builder, but there are a lot of things like flooring, which I think are reasonably priced, right?
They're not outlandish. Like we're spending a lot for the luxury vinyl flooring that's in the house, and we got it priced through an outside contractor, and factoring in all the things as far as like installation, and the contractor outside actually came up with a quote in excess of what our builder is quoting us. Now, granted, the builder, when you purchase the base house, the house comes with floor coverage, right? So it comes with tile in the wet areas, and it comes with carpet in the rest of the areas.
Yes.
And so when the builder says, okay, so you want to put luxury vinyl in the whole house, and it's going to be this amount, then they're obviously factoring in they're not going to have to put in carpet. They're not going to have to put in tile. So there's a savings to them on it. So when they give you a price, it's really an upgrade price. It's not, this is the price for the whole thing.
Right.
But we went to an outside contractor and said, okay, this luxury vinyl that we want to put into the house, give us a number for if you need to come in and rip up these other floor coverings and put in this luxury vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
And the number they came in at was like 20% over the number that our builder was quoting us. Granted, that number includes like the cost of them having to rip up the carpet and the things that were put in by the builder.
Mm-hmm.
But we figured, okay, so if this is what they're charging to rip those up and put the new stuff in, then what the builder's charging us just for the new stuff is not horribly out of line.
Correct. And to conclude what happened with the doors. So after thinking about it, getting the outside quote, we decided to go with a cheaper door. Still very aesthetically pleasing, but how much cheaper would you say? 3 times?
Oh, the new door is like like between 15 and 20% the cost of the door we were thinking about getting.
Correct. And like I said, still aesthetically pleasing. And maybe in the future, after closing or being in the home a year or two, we'll have a contractor or someone come and give us those dream doors. But I thought about it. I'm like, the house is still going to be beautiful. We're going to be very happy with it. And I can't imagine spending that amount, like the price of a Honda, for some front entry doors, at least for us, right? Everyone is different in what they can afford, but it just wasn't worth it for us.
the doors that we were going to get were like solid glass,
Correct.
and the doors that we're going to get are they're still mainly glass, but they
Yeah.
have a small wood frame around them, and they're still double doors. And when you come up to our house, you can still basically see right into the entry
Which is
area of
what
our
we
house,
wanted.
which is
Yeah.
what we want,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So pretty much after thinking about it, doing some other, getting some other outside quotes, we sent just kidding email. Not really like that, but pretty much just kidding. We're still going with you guys for some stuff. Not the doors though. You won't get us on that. So I guess what I wanted to say is, what did we learn from this experience?
The home building sucks.
It's going to be ups and downs with home building, especially working with a builder. Know, right, that there's going to be some inflation to prices. Excuse my little one, he got a little cough there. There's going to be some inflation to prices, and some things are going to be ridiculous. I wouldn't get emotionally tied, to everything that you see in the model home, because some of those prices are just not realistic, right, for a lot of people. And I would also say, ensure that you do your research. Just don't take it at face value. Things that you like in the model home, go look, take pictures of who the manufacturer is, look at what the quotes are online. Google is your friend. Call some contractors and get an idea of what the market price of that upgrade or for that renovation, what it would be. That way, when you go to the design center or when they quote you with prices, you know what's reasonable and what's not. I think that's really, really important. And we're still in the early phases, right? They haven't even broke ground with our home. And I'm still preparing myself that there's going to probably be ups and downs through the actual building phase. What would you say?
Yeah, so I have two things. First off, because I'm always thinking about the finance part of things. So keep in mind that when you upgrade things through your builder, you're going to have the ability to put those into your mortgage. So, for example, if you're getting $200,000 in upgrades, in extra counters, flooring, things like that, and you want to wrap that into your mortgage, then you've got to get them through your builder. Whereas you might be able to save some money if you got them through an outside contractor, but that outside contractor is going to require payment up front or at the time that services are rendered, and you're probably, depending on how your financing is structured, you might not be able to actually get that inside of your mortgage. So keep that in mind. And also there's a convenience aspect to it, because things that you get through Design Center with your builder are going to be installed by your builder, and they're going to fall under your builder's warranty. It's going to be the people who are building your house actually putting the things in, so you're consolidating the amount of people who you're dealing with, and who are liable for making sure that things are right. But then also you're getting your house faster. So when you close, your house is pretty much done from the builder standpoint. But if you're getting like your floor coverings upgraded through an outside contractor, or anything that you're getting done through an outside contractor, especially if it's going to involve ripping out something that your builders put in and putting in something that you're buying through the outside contractor, that's going to add time onto when you can actually occupy your house. So you might close in your house, but then you have to wait like 6 weeks, 2-3 months, depending on the extent of the things you're getting from an outside contractor, before you can actually move in. So just keep in mind the convenience aspect when you're evaluating whether or not to get an item from your builder's design center or from the outside contractor.
Yeah, we just want to share kind of what our experience has been thus far with the design center. And I'm so excited that we're about to come to an end, I think, this upcoming week or next week with our design center. And then hopefully we get to start the building process in the next couple of weeks, maybe. I don't know, with the holidays coming up. But let us know down below, have you guys built a home? Did you use a national builder? What are some tips and tricks that you may have for us? And then always remember to like and subscribe down below. Take care, you guys.